Welcome back to the Bigger Hunters podcast. This is our try number 2. Try number 1 did not go very well because of Dane. Thanks, Dane.
Whatever. You're the one over here saying senile shit.
I am getting old. Why'd you have to bring that up?
Quit getting so old.
I'm not. I'm pretty. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're starting to film the podcast. Hit up Huntfish365. Hit subscribe on his channel. That way you can see our podcast live and you can see Dane's pretty face. And if you're listening to audio, jump on over there too. So that way you can see how gorgeous Jeremy and I are. Dane, depends on the day.
You're contradicting yourself, bud.
It's because we're the main reason I'm saying that is because we're wearing Bigger Hunter stuff and you're not.
Let me go out to my truck.
You're wearing Poodle Pointer and
Please don't go out your truck.
Lab life forever.
I don't
And
got
ever.
a problem with labs. I just don't want to own one.
Really, you just
I
said
love
earlier that your girlfriend could own a lab.
Better than a mutt.
You sure?
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Also better than a pointer?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're right. 10 times better.
All right, so what are we talking about? We doing Snow Goose tonight?
Yeah, I think.
Jeremy's like, I want to talk about the end of the season because I killed all these
Hey, you know
birds.
turkey season's coming up.
And Hunter didn't shoot anything. No, we're not talking about turkeys either.
We are at some point.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Like next
Like,
year.
right
Hunter's got to shoot a turkey before he can have
No.
a chance to be on that podcast. We're going to come
Really?
over here and film one without you.
That's fine, honestly.
No, you got to come kill a turkey.
Podcast room's here. Get it over with so I don't have to listen to it. I'll put up like a cardboard version of myself.
Jeremy and I are going to build our own podcast station that only talks about turkey hunting.
You aren't. See, all you had to do is like,
He's like, finally, they said it.
you'd have to put that thing up and like put a fan, like a turkey fan. That's really all you'd have to do. You just keep on keeping on.
You know, I'm really surprised you didn't bring a turkey fan.
He tried.
I didn't try that hard. I just wanted I wanted to see how everything laid out before.
We could
But-
hang beards all the way across that, I bet.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to see it, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but we'd be able to see it.
That's
yeah,
a hard
but
pass.
I'm not trying to put all my beards in Hunter's house for him to
That's valid.
That's hard.
not
pass.
appreciate them.
Now I would.
You
love
do
it.
have some short beards. I wouldn't want to show them off either.
He's gonna fight. We're gonna.
He's like, "Those are
fighting words.
If you're on the video, you're gonna see a picture of all the beards that I have hanging in my house. And what, Dane, you've shot 3 turkeys in the last 2 years?
And in 2 years,
Shots fired.
You only shot 1 last year.
I did only shoot 1 last year. I did 4 the year before though.
How many I shoot?
How many times do you go hunting?
Or no, I did
3.
the year before would have been 2 Nebraska birds and 1 Missouri bird. So 3.
Yeah.
So how many
Yeah,
times
no,
did you hunt
Jer-
last year?
Jeremy's killed a lot more. I don't want to talk about that. Jeremy's definitely
You're gonna
killed
have
a
to
lot more
eventually talk
turkeys.
about it. So if we're gonna do a turkey podcast, that's kind of.
How many days did I go in a row last year would be the better question. It was like 18 or something.
Let's just put it this way.
No, dude, this makes sense.
Half of that was out
No,
of state.
no. Oh my god, it just hit me. Okay, you had the curse of turkey last year.
I did.
You gave me the freaking curse. Why? What did I do to you?
Just pawn it off on someone. Give it to Drake, dude.
He can't hit anything. It doesn't matter anyway. All right, Jeremy. You're up, buddy.
On what?
I don't know. I don't give the curse. I
was about to say at least.
I'd rather have the curse during fall season. Don't put that curse on me before spring turkey.
I was about to say at least Jeremy hasn't seen me miss a bird, but I've seen him miss one. But that's not true either.
You know, I take this back actually. If you think about it,
I missed that bird. in
you got the
Missouri.
turkey curse. You got the deer curse.
Oh yeah, I have the deer curse. I
have the
deer
waterfowl
curse.
curse right now.
I'm not allowed.
I have the deer curse.
I should
No,
more
you,
like a late
No, you
season
don't.
curse.
Because honest to God, like, let's put it in perspective. The last 2 years, how many times you've gone hunting? Like, actually gone hunting? You
For
don't
deer, I did quite a bit of archery 2 years ago, but I didn't do any rifle.
Not really. I think you only really sat 4 or 5 times. Actually, I'm not talking like
Maybe
I stepped in the
don't
field for the
remember.
last 30 minutes and just watched deer 'cause I
Oh,
didn't make it
that
to the
yeah, but hey,
stand.
dude, that buck above my TV, that was a 30-minute hunt.
Yeah, well, I've been hardcore deer hunting for a long time, and I've never shot anything over. I'll admit to it, I've never shot anything over 120 inches. So
I just get lucky when it comes to those 30-minute, last-minute sits. Something about it.
I've also watched you pass on deer that I would have shot gladly.
With a smile on his face. You remind me of Drake. Like, Drake just falls out of bed and just walks back there, and you're like, oh, I shot a 6x7. It's like, seriously?
Dude.
At
least he had put some effort into this one last year, but like up to then, he's just like, oh, I fell out of bed.
The effort was finding it though, not
shooting. Really talk about effort. He got it on camera one time in either late October, early November, and then I think that was only like his second or third day of hunting.
I think it was his second.
He ran into the neighbor or something that was like, oh yeah, I saw the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life run into your woods over here, and I was like. And he just went back there and found it.
Did.
You ain't wrong. You're not wrong.
So,
and then he shot it with a 6.5 Creedmoor and couldn't find it for several hours.
Classic. Well, didn't take Dave very long to find it, though.
Yeah, no, I think Drake might be colorblind, to be honest.
Did you go help him find it?
No, dude, his dad found it before either of us could make it over there.
Yeah, because I basically...
You and I were both hunting that night.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, just wait for me.
That's pretty much what I said. I was like, dude, do not bump that deer. If you bump it, you won't find it.
Yeah, but...
I was like, just wait.
Anyways, we're going off topic. So, Hunter wants to talk about snow goose hunting.
Snow gooses.
Hey, man. We actually have a snow line now.
We do have a snow line.
Yeah, it'll be gone on Saturday, and then we'll get ice on
Saturday
night.
It's not going anywhere for the next 2 weeks.
No.
It's supposed to be 36 and sunny on Saturday.
No, it is not.
BS.
Crazy girl.
You must have looked
It's supposed to snow on Saturday. It's supposed to blow 20 to 30 mile an hour wind.
They switched it to ice.
I don't know what... Even then, it's not going anywhere.
Oh, Friday's 36. My bad.
With wind. It's not going... Look, what are you talking about? It's not going anywhere. Actually,
you guys also got way more snow.
An ice line would be better. It's supposed to snow Saturday and Monday now. This is...
You could ice fish just about anywhere after last night.
Where was that at?
What?
32? I named the town.
I'm not the only one.
Oh, not again.
Well, if Dane hadn't got me so heated about something dumb.
Why me?
Jeremy promised he was going to take us ice fishing.
I don't want to go ice fishing. I'll go to the golf simulator. You know what they should make? Truly, like, this is honestly a very good idea. So when I was a kid, they used to have what's called the DNN Event Center in Western Nebraska. I almost did it, but I didn't. Not that it would really matter, but you can look that up if you really want to. But either way, they always used to have a hunting expo there, just kind of like ours here in town. And there was always a thing that they would do, and it was a hunting simulator. So you could pay like $20.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And then they usually have like a few different guns you can go in there with. And it was actually pretty expensive. It was like $20 or $30 per like hunt, and it wouldn't last very long, like 10 minutes maybe. And like you just kind of like walk around, and then you try to go shoot something. I think that's genius. I think if somebody did that where we live, I think you can get enough people to justify it.
I can't believe no one's opened up one of the archery ranges
with the like moving 3D targets
with the screen.
Yeah,
those have become super popular in other states, and
I would probably pay money to go.
Oh, I'd
pretend shootable elk on a screen.
I'd go all the time. It's a great way to practice.
I think it's just a giant archery target with a projector pointed at it, isn't it?
I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's just got a sensor or something.
Hunter's basement's big enough. We could build our own. Do you think your wife would be okay with us shooting bows in your house?
Anyways, snow goose.
You know, surprisingly, she's lightened up on how the decorations are going to flow.
Down here? I don't know why she would have control down here.
Well, like the thing is always this is my room, right?
Yeah.
But like technically the basement was still going to be like
your basement.
Yeah. But she's lighting up on it because I talked to her the other day because we were looking through those pictures at DU Banquet, and she like, yeah, I think that would be nice. Like that would look nice in the basement. So
I had this conversation with Dustin because when I was hunting with him a couple weeks ago. However long ago it was at this point, he showed me all his mounts in his house. He's like, he's got one room. And I was like, if I ever get married, she gonna have to live with it. I don't compromise on anything.
See,
you compromise, Dane?
Yeah, I won't put any mounts or none of my hunting stuff will be in my house.
Oh, you don't compromise
Zero.
about anything else?
It'll all be in the man cave.
Okay,
It's a whole ass building, and I spend all my time in by myself.
I'm digging.
The thing is, if I had like a shop, I would put everything in the shop.
Oh yeah, it's all going in the man cave.
Like I will say, like I really do like Jared's garage.
Oh, dude, that's my dream.
Like I would go with a little darker of a wood.
I would do it differently, but I just wish I had that building.
Yeah, just the similarities. It's super sweet. Super sweet.
3-car,
Yeah, garage.
3.5-car bay, I think.
Yeah, but anyways, Snow Goose.
Snow Goose.
Quack, quack.
You're the one that wanted to talk about it. What about it?
I don't know.
Skipping it this year. And
Honestly, like I thought it was gonna be terrible, but now that we got some snow and some ice, like, oh, this might actually work out.
It
hope so.
might.
Like I thought it was.
I don't know
gonna
how
be
much snow South Dakota got. That's the big question. Is like, are we
not much.
an isolated
somewhere
storm?
south of us got dumped on.
Yeah, Kansas got real dumped on.
Like, I think it was like 20-something inches dumped on.
no, I don't think that.
No, they got.
It
Or
was
maybe
8
the
to
guy that was
12.
telling me was adding the previous snow in.
I
don't know.
bet because
I
they
mean,
had almost a foot earlier.
Oh no, they got 15 inches last time.
Yeah,
That's what Douglas said. But
poor quail.
I will say this has definitely pushed back the conservation season a couple weeks. This whole cold
Oh,
front has
yeah.
come through, which honestly I was kind of disappointed about. Like goose season ended and I kind of was like, all right, I'm ready to shoot some snows.
Yep.
But like the closer it gets to late March, the less interested I become in it. I'm still gonna do it, but I actually think the later it gets into February and into March, I do believe that things could just go as fast. I think this year's gonna be fast regardless. Probably depends on if South Dakota does have any snow. Their ice is going to be fine. But I could see a situation, because I know early season this year there was a ton of snow geese sitting on the Missouri River up along the border,
Yeah,
like up by the Niobrara. Because there was a bunch there when I was hunting with my buddies up there. And I could see a lot of birds ending up on that portion of the river this year just chilling. Just sitting there for a month.
probably.
Because there's already birds on Squaw. I mean, they've been there for a little while, too.
Yeah.
I did hear some rumors that there were some in central Nebraska this last week before it started to cool down. I doubt they're there anymore.
I had a buddy tell me he saw some, almost name dropped, saw some in our general area, a small group of them.
Oh, there's been a few floating around. I've seen them on the river.
He was set up in a goose spread, and he's like, they kind of peeked at us. And I was like, But they went back home. I'm sure they're south now.
Oh, they're sitting on the river. I mean, they don't like the cold, but they will sit in it. Nah, I bet they went back south with this.
Shoot, by the next couple of days, I bet the river's pretty much froze up.
Yeah, unironically, all of the birds are probably going to push south of us just completely in the next couple of days because of the temperatures that we've got.
It is 1 degree out right now.
Yeah.
It is too damn cold out.
Yep.
I am definitely one of those people that as soon as waterfowl season ends, for sure, it's like, who cares? Just let it warm up at this point.
I told Shay that day was like 60 degrees. Like, I know this is not, like, this is fall, spring. Like,
Yeah.
but I even texted her today. I was like, I'm tired of the cold. I'm done.
Yeah.
See, the cold doesn't really bug me until you get the nasty, wet, slushy snow stuff. And then I'm like,
It wasn't even bad today. It was all freaking puffy.
The roads are a disaster.
Yeah,
now.
no,
I don't know
my
when the
main
last time
problem-
you was out, but
my main problem with the snow is they put salt on it and then it melts, turns to slush, and then it gets all over my truck.
It's just the truck. It's
Yeah,
just
pretty
the
much.
Tacoma.
Like,
It doesn't
and
even
dude, it's-
matter.
I just detailed the whole thing, and now it's on my floor mats. Just salty floor mats. It's fantastic. My boots get all stained.
See, that's the thing is. Oh, dang it.
Okay.
Not again.
bad at that.
That one was my fault. Where you live,
Who's the only one that hasn't messed up tonight?
Tonight,
you mess up normally.
They be talking mad shit usually on me.
probably because
'Cause
the
they
mess
have a
ups have
reason.
been about 10-1.
So
But I'm
in your
I'm
town,
counting now.
they actually
Hey,
salt.
people know me. They can look me up on Facebook.
Uh-huh. And our town, I don't know. I just feel like
Did they not put any salt down?
It felt like they went full retard this time around. Normally,
I
like
have no
Lincoln goes
idea.
like above and beyond. To, like they
I've
put all
never
the-
seen these roads this bad, dude.
They put junk on the roads, like try to get you like ready for it. I don't think they. I think they,
They did
were
no
like, "There's
prep.
nothing gonna happen."
Yeah,
and then
they
it
did
was, like,
zero prep.
I
got
did
mobbed.
I did talk to Jordan. Jordan does a lot of the snow removal. Works for one of the companies in town. And apparently, the company he works for sent most of their tractors back because they didn't want to pay for them for February. Now, I don't know. That shouldn't have anything to do with what they put on the roads. But I definitely was annoyed. I noticed a lot of areas around town that there was just ice under the snow. And because it's a fluffy snow, there shouldn't be ice under it, which, I don't know. We spray our streets anymore. We don't salt them.
With
And,
that
yeah, I don't know.
plum, whatever.
I don't know what it is,
Plum
but
juice.
it does not work. I don't like. I know
They
salt.
say it works better, just so you know.
It doesn't work at all. So, I mean, I know the salt is obnoxious, but at least it did something, and it gave traction to the roads. That's the other thing.
I think a lot of places have started going to like
Oh,
a
everybody's
huge percentage of sand.
everybody's trying to get away from salt and
Yeah.
sand. Period.
Well, it always helps when you have a car wash membership.
I mean, I've got one right down the road from me. I've actually
Sadly,
got like 3 right down the
The
road.
only
from me.
car wash at my
is your
town
house.
is
Oh, the
not as nice as the pressure washer I have in my shop building. So
I get that. Okay. I basically detailed my truck for that last goose hunt. Truck's dirty again.
yeah, dude, it's terrible.
Anyways.
It's so ridiculous. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not huge about the snow just because the end of the season. Like, well, let's move on, right? But I'm happy for the moisture aspect of it because we need it really
Yeah.
bad. Like, every time I go out to your like area, it's just like straight
Dust.
dust. Your whole life just gets
Dude,
dust.
I'm convinced Nebraska is going to be a desert in the next 50 years. Like,
No, it won't. It's. I mean, we get a drought like this every 10 years.
2018.
I mean, see, that's the thing. It just turns
that was
around.
the first time ever on record that we went that many days without an inch of snow.
See, I don't believe that because I remember years where we didn't get any snow. So, like, how many times have we? I don't know how many times I've heard this was the hottest this day or this month's ever been, and I've been like, no, it's not. Like, I remember
Maybe that
worse.
specific day.
Yeah, I don't
But like the day before was hotter.
Well,
10 years ago.
Yeah, actually, I did see an interesting thing a while back. I'm trying to get back on topic here, but this is relevant. I saw something that somebody put opening day of rifle season, the temperatures for every year.
Oh,
And like 2008, it was 74 degrees. And like I saw that, and
Really?
I saw that, and I was like, why are people complaining? Like this happens.
that's crazy.
Like I get it. I mean,
See,
there's an argument for climate change. I don't generally like to get involved in it, but like This is not a new thing. We get warm years.
Oh yeah, it happens, and we can't control any of it. So
Well, and I mean,
why
you,
worry
you
about
go
it?
back to the 20s and 30s. I mean, the Dust Bowl. I mean,
Oh yeah, that was completely our fault. I will put it that way. I mean,
I'm not
lack of
even.
moisture, but
I'm not even looking at it from anyone's fault. I'm just saying it like this is not new. We get dry. It happens. I mean, even the early 2000s. I can remember when I was a kid. It felt like we went 7 years without rain. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, like,
Back in my childhood, we never saw any rain.
all right, please don't do that again.
Sonny, if you keep that up, you're gonna get it.
Oh, jeez. Old man Hunter over here, I guess.
I'm gonna come at you as fast as them old ladies coming at those cookies after getting off of their Bible study.
Anyways, the snow goose season.
that would have been the perfect time for crickets. But
that was
That was pretty good one, right?
no,
Right?
no.
so, what are our snow goose plans this year? We've
I don't
talked about
know.
it a little bit, but I don't think any of us really
Just
know.
range and rip it. We'll see what happens. Because
Well, I know.
the reason why I brought up snow
Should we just
line-
run and gun the whole time, jump ponds?
I do want to do that, but on the other hand, with the snow line, why I'm bringing that up is because I'm hoping that it pushes, like it keeps snow geese in the area. Because I do want to try field hunting. I'm scared of it because I've been hurt so many times this year.
Wait, see what I'm like I was saying the other day when we did that last goose hunt. I've never once seen anyone in the area that we hunt try and shoot them out of a field.
Oh, we've done it before.
Yeah,
It wasn't with me.
No, but
But it was
there's
a
a
per- it
reason
was-
we
it was-
don't want to do it.
it was a
with you.
permanent spread though.
It was permanent. We didn't try to chase them.
See, I'm talking about taking 300-400 decoys, and I know that seems like too many, but if guys down in Arkansas are running 300-400 decoys and killing snow geese out of 300-400 with 300-400 decoys, there's no reason we can't kill them with 300 or 400 decoys up here. In fact, I would say because
Yeah, but they live down there. They're not really living here. They're just passing through.
but everybody
Like-
does that from Arkansas all the way up back into Canada. No one's
Besides the one spot I know you're going to bring up, there's not really a ton of places where I'm like, oh yeah, they always feed in this field for at least a
I can
couple
think
days.
of 5 or 6 fields that they do it every year. I watch them. 2 of them are on the south side of the highway, and I know who
Okay,
who
yeah,
we need to talk
yeah.
to get permission. But I think he'd be interested in doing so.
So that field that they tore out all those trees that you and I tried
Yeah,
to jump.
already
that's
have permission on that.
that's that one, I would say. But other than the field Jeremy's talking about, that's the only.
Those are the
field.
two. Those are the only two I would.
The thing is,
Do it.
is I think if we sat in any of the fields that we have permission for in that general area, I seriously do believe that we can kill birds.
You have
trying
an e-collar now, don't you?
We've had one.
You have it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Actually,
if it was,
I have
Oh,
it.
you.
I couldn't remember if it was yours or if you borrowed it or
No.
something.
No, I mean, I just think it would be fun to get, I talked about like the 3 of us. West Side always wants, he loves snow geese. So I know we could put a spread up and shoot 4 or 5 geese, and
And
he
you're
would
wanting
be
to do
giddy about it.
Full bodies only, aren't you?
No, I mean, if we have enough full bodies to do that, sure. But I mean, we'll go put what we've got, what you've got. I
Okay,
mean, I have.
genuine question. Never seen anyone try this before. Could we just mix in Canadian full bodies with our snow goose spread and they just look like blue geese? Has anyone ever done that? Is there a
I've
reason
heard
we don't
guys
do that?
They do mix, but the problem is they don't really mingle.
The
Yeah,
only-
no, but I'm asking, would the snows just think they're blues, or would they know the difference?
They would know the difference.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to mix in a ton of them. You'd be able to put like one here and there. But I mean, I do know plenty of people that, I mean, shoot, on the spread that we used to do with Jared, we'd put, 150 full bodies
Oh yeah,
down along the bank.
he put the trailer out.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But I don't know. I don't know if it would work or not. But
I have no idea. I mean, I've seen guys kill snow geese out of a spread they were trying to kill Canadians out of. It was all Canadian decoys, so it's not impossible, I guess. But
I think if you're trying to kill Canadians, I wouldn't put a ton of snow geese in, but I do think you could potentially do it if we're trying to kill snow geese.
yeah, oh yeah, I wouldn't add snows to a Canadian spread.
But no, and I'm not saying we have to do it multiple times in a season. I just would like to, when we get the majority of our birds here that weekend, if the
Just
weather
crush
is
it
right.
for a week.
Not even a week. I'm talking about doing it for a weekend. Bring West Side out here. I've thought about seeing if Matt from High Prairie wants to do it. Because the other thing is, with him, he'd be able to bring, I think he's got a couple hundred decoys now. I don't know what all he's got, but I know he's got some.
Does he guide at all?
No. That's Matt Wolf.
Okay.
But, I mean, just a couple guys to go sit, put layouts out and put a couple hundred decoys out and just see what we can do. I just want an experiment. Because
let's find a spot we can set A-frames.
No, because I want to do it in the middle of the field.
I know.
Like, the thing...
Oh, man.
I guess with... At least with snow geese, we could just be standing outside of the blinds, and when we see them coming, we just hop in. But they just kind of come all day, don't they?
Yep.
They just never stop.
The time frame he's talking about, you will have a snow goose around you at pretty much all times.
Well, and
I'll just sleep. You guys.
The thing is the
Wake
time
me
frame.
up.
The time frame I'm talking about. I'm literally let's sit there. I'd go set the spread basically Friday after dark. Sit all Saturday and all Sunday, and then tear it down. I mean, it would be a lot of sitting, and you'd probably have periods where nothing's going on, which is fine. This is something that has become really ingrained in my mind this year. I mean, it's been there for a while, and you guys have heard me talk about it quite a bit, and the way that some of the ways we've changed how we chase Canadas and all that, even ducks, but trying to do something different from what everybody around us does. And in that area, everyone who puts out a spread puts a spread out on a pond.
Yep.
And tries to hunt the roost, which is a great way to kill birds. If you've got a good pond for it. I just think, particularly that one field that I keep talking about, the fact that every year during snow goose season, since I started hunting with you guys, I've seen 40 to 50,000 geese end up in that field multiple days in a row, multiple weeks of season. It seems to be, and it's corn this year. So.
Same with that one on the south side of the highway.
Yeah, I mean,
remember that. I don't remember what year it was, but it was that year we just held them for a month. They were in that field.
Yeah,
pretty much every day that month.
So I just want to try something different. See if we can't figure something out, because I think the worst thing you can do as a waterfowl hunter, and maybe even a hunter in general, I've probably said this before, is be very stagnant in what you do.
Yeah, doing the same thing as everybody else is not.
I mean, what is it? Doing the same thing over and over again.
And expecting a different outcome.
The definition of insanity or whatever. And, I mean, how many times do we just sit and hope when we've done spreads that birds end up just doing it? Now, it works. It does work with snow geese in our state in particular, because by the time they reach Nebraska, they are, how quickly can we get to Canada? How quickly can we go north? So you see a lot of new birds. And there is an argument for that, but we've got a buddy who's going to let us do some work with his spread and let us get in on it and whatnot. I just think it'd be interesting to try throwing our own thing out for a weekend. Because, I don't know, I think it'd be cool, let's say, what's our best day in the spread? I think we shot, 20 that one day?
My best day, I shot 2, and one of them was banded.
Okay, well, I'm talking about his group here, and we would have killed more if Dane had made a bad call on one group, but
I don't remember that.
I remember
Press.
Wasn't I laying under the bush that time?
No.
No.
We had 15 in our face, and I said we should shoot these, and you. As I
Oh, there was
gonna
like
say-
45 behind him. I'm like,
It
wait.
wasn't even 45. It was 8. And as I was like, let's shoot these, you're like, well, wait. And then we didn't get to pull the trigger.
Still remember that.
Yeah. And they were, I mean, we're talking like 20 yards. Anyways,
Why didn't we shoot the 8?
because they pulled up well before they got to us.
Darn snow geese.
Yeah, anyways.
I was risking it for a bigger reward.
Really?
Y'all.
I just have always wanted to see a bunch of geese come down on the field. Like, don't get me wrong. I can remember one of the first days I hunted the spread with you. It was you, me, was one other person.
I think Adam.
Yeah, I think it might have been Adam, but we had like 5,000 snows and specks that were just right over top of us. And
I was there that day. I was
Maybe.
sitting in the brush pile.
no, well, it might have been you, but the thing is, that I remember that day because I think we killed one.
Yeah.
Because every time we get shot that snows, specks would go right above them or right below them, and we just, couldn't shoot for fear of hitting a speck. And it just became very complicated. But I can remember that. I mean, I just think it'd be cool to watch that on a field. But
I just want to see snow geese rain. Like
I've been hurt too many times.
5 guys each shoot 8 times and 100 birds fall.
I don't even
That's
want that,
ideal,
dude.
right
I
there.
just want to kill something. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah.
You killed something on that last goose hunt we did.
Huh?
Well, that goose killed you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know.
Why you gotta bring
we're
that
not,
up?
We're not talking about that on the podcast.
I can send you the clip and you can put it in, tag it in the
I
video.
don't think I'll even do
I
that.
probably wouldn't.
Anyways.
That goose got you.
I mean, I killed one goose this year, so
I think I only killed like 3.
it's ridiculous.
Same.
What'd you do? 5? Oh, never mind. I don't even want to talk to you.
We're not talking about
Yeah.
him. We're not talking to him.
Besides those last 2 hunts, how many did you kill?
I don't, only like 3 or 4, but
Yeah.
Yep. It's because we didn't hunt the river.
Bro, I said like 100
No,
times we
no.
can go to the river.
no, because on several occasions I said, we're doing the river this weekend.
And
you
then we
said,
ended up hunting something
no,
else.
no. I said, we're doing the river this weekend. You said, okay, I'll talk to them about us going there. Never heard back from you. It's just like the same thing about that 30,000 magical acres that you have that we're waiting
I
to.
wouldn't say 30. That you up it every time.
You say 30,000 every time you talk
I think I
about
said
it.
20-ish.
I always say 30 because that's what you told me. So, but you are also Mr. Exaggerate.
You can make up for all of this if you just buy the 120 acres that I sent you.
Why don't one of you guys apply for that first time? You're too old, Jeremy.
Is he too,
How old are you right now?
31.
Yeah, you're too old.
Oh, I didn't
Jeremy,
even know there was an age cap
yeah,
on that.
you're done once you hit 30. They won't give it to you.
All right, Jeremy.
See, I brought this discussion up to you a while ago when you talked about doing it. I would do it, but as much as it breaks many people's hearts, I wouldn't buy just a waterfowl property, and that's what that would be.
You think
That's multiple
that,
kinds.
you,
though.
dude, you could whack some turkeys and deer on that
There
property.
ain't, no,
I
there's
doubt
no
that,
way.
but-
You're not
There's
gonna-
a bunch of timber.
ducks.
There was not a bunch of
geese,
timber. There was just
snow
trees
geese.
along the creek.
Dude, you'd have a pit in that for snow geese
I said-
and geese.
I said waterfowl property. I'm not buying into just a waterfowl property.
You know how
See,
hard
that's
it would
all
be
I
to
want.
find something that does everything?
I had one. I sent it to Dane, and he said he didn't like it.
Perfect.
It
You got
wasn't. It had more everything, less waterfowl.
It had a warm water slough going through the middle of it.
the- Okay, number one, you already have turkey,
Yeah,
deer.
Dude, my property's great for everything but waterfowl.
So why don't you buy a waterfowl property?
We just share it all.
Problem solved.
I have to compete with so many people on Dane's
This
property.
is valid. I have to compete with so many people. It's not even funny. Half
Like-
the time they're not supposed to be there.
Like, I mean, not to rub salt into the wound, but that last time I was hunting with Dustin, said homie that was in the blind, we were talking about deer hunting, so I got to relive the fact that a deer that we both said shouldn't get shot got shot on your property. The deer that I planned on chasing this year,
That
coming season. Literally, I saw it. In fact, and I mean no disrespect towards the whole situation, because I'm super happy for Emmett. Emmett deserves that. Like, deserves a strong word. Emmett.
He's had very good hunting success.
Well, and
Starting out.
it's because, frankly, and I could go on and against you about it, but he hasn't had like great regulation on what he can
No.
shoot, and I would even argue that Kevin hasn't. Like, but I want them to be into hunting. It's all good. I'll get over it. There will be other deer to chase, but
The one you really chase this year is still alive. I firmly believe that in the back of my mind.
I'll believe.
I feel like I've seen him.
I'll believe it when I see a picture of him this next summer.
So I don't know if I told you, but the last day of season, I sat.
I saw him.
I sat where you usually sit, grass wise,
last
by
day of
the
rifle?
equipment. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No. Last day of late season, doe only.
Oh, you did.
So January. So I sat there just seeing if a doe would walk out, because there was every night 100 deer in that field. There's like 4 or 5 really decent deer that were in there.
I know
I didn't end up shooting anything, but
I know for a fact Krabs is alive still.
oh, I saw him.
And
There's one bigger than him in there.
I saw Pretty Boy on the last day of rifle season. But what gets me is about mid-December, I got that giant shed buck.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's either him or that half rack.
So I saw crabs, and then I saw one that was a little bit bigger that I'm assuming was Pretty Boy, but I don't have.
Pretty Boy's way bigger than Krabs. Like,
I mean, he was
he's got
bigger.
30
I
inches
could
on Krabs.
tell without looking through binos at 300. I mean, they were at
Yeah.
the trees.
So yeah, deer hunting. So snow goose hunting.
I know,
so
yeah.
or
So I can get a snow goose property.
yeah, dude. Let's
Buy it.
buy it.
If you want to talk about a good snow goose property, the one that I sent him, this is pointless. But the other thing is I don't like,
I think you sent that on Snap.
as your friend, I don't want to actually have you get into a property that's specifically for hunting when you're trying to make a living on it.
Well, that's why there's 90 acres of good ag land, and it has 3 pivots on it.
Yeah.
Hear that? Which means it has a well, which means we could pump the corn for that. You know how sick that area would be if you could pump
You would-
I
some?
forgot about him.
Yeah, that deer, that might be the deer.
Did you
saw.
notice the drop or kick or whatever? It kind of grows down. That's a
the-
big deer.
It's the only picture I ever got of that deer. I'm kind of hoping he shows back up next year.
It's a real plain 4x5.
Yeah, but it's like 160
Big
inch
plain
4x5. Anyways, I mean, you're not wrong there, but
Did you hear that? There's 3 pivots on it, so you could pump
How many acres was this, Hunter?
90
I think
acres
the
of
whole
ag.
property
Then
was
120.
100. Yeah.
Yeah, 120. And
Yeah.
they wanted what, 1.2?
Yeah.
Find one for 600,000 or less, and it's sold.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm going to call him up and be like, start begging him.
See, that's why I keep telling him.
I don't think
talk
you're
to
going
his
to
dad.
talk him down 50%.
No, I'm not talking that. I'm saying cut out a piece.
Oh,
Like,
nah, there's
no way, but you never know.
Yeah,
I'm a
I-
salesman.
dude. There's totally a possibility that might be a thing,
No, I doubt it.
but I doubt it. It's not. Now, if you were talking 500 acres and you wanted 250 of it,
Yeah.
they'd probably cut
Yeah.
it. But
So please, I am Paul. Help a guy out.
Could just buy the river access. I believe the creek went all the way to the road. You could just cut out the creek.
yeah, we could talk to see if they'd cut out 5 acres and just 5 acres along the creek.
Unlikely, but
Yeah, super unlikely. But if we offered them $600K for 5 acres, they might take it.
Oh,
that is
that's ridiculous. Why would you do
mega
that?
dumb.
Anyways,
you say super mega dumb?
Oh, yeah. Also, my loan
The hard part
requires it be ag land, so
Yeah.
I don't think they would go for that.
Like the best part of that property was like literally the middle of it, and that there's a corner that the sandbar sinks out a little bit. That's where you'd
That
wanna
could be
at.
gone next year.
That might be true.
wash
The
away.
bank right there is fine.
Yeah.
No, that would be a sweet property. I do like that one. Can't afford it.
I understand. Nobody can.
Also, that's a long ways to drive to farm it. So at that point, I'm probably just going to rent it out.
That's how you get to know people.
Yeah.
That's how you get more permission out there.
Look for the biggest farmer in the area. Ask him if he wants to rent it. Only stipulation is we get to hunt everything.
Unfortunately, the biggest farmer in the area leases all his stuff to a guide.
Do I know this guy?
Yeah, we all know that guide.
Yep. There we go. This chair keeps hitting the wall. Okay, so back to snow geese. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about snow geese.
Yeah.
You were the one that really wanted to talk about him.
I guess we could talk about it. So we started in the conversation and it kind of got broke up. Texas ended their spring snow geese season.
Yeah, we did.
And some loser on Nebraska waterfowlers was like, "Oh, they're planning on ending it." I
don't see that happening
Mm,
in this state.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people pushing to end it, and
To just completely get rid of the conservation season.
yeah, I think it's unlikely, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those things that's just going to kind of continue to move north if it's going to happen, and I don't foresee them ending it in Arkansas.
Oh, there's no way people would come unglued.
I could see Oklahoma next.
I could see Oklahoma going. I don't know about Kansas. I know it's pretty popular in Kansas too. If there was a northern state that would probably get rid of it, it'd be South Dakota.
I doubt that. There's so many people that guide there.
There
It's
are,
just-
but there's so many people that say South Dakota's not worth the time because by the time they get to South Dakota,
They've seen it.
No, they're flying, like they're moving.
See, I always hear.
If South
See,
Dakota's
I hear
open,
different. I mean, obviously, I don't know what people you talk to, but normally, I've always heard that
Skip over Nebraska.
Missouri's
go to-
really good, and then they skip
Nebraska, go to South Dakota.
And
That's
they-
what I've always heard.
And then
But
they hit all
see-
the prairie potholes. They get spread out. Because they're spread out, they're easier to hunt.
it's all dependent on the year though, because the last 3 years Nebraska's held the birds, and then once about the time Nebraska ices out, South Dakota ices out, and they've gone pretty much to Canada. But I mean, it that's the thing about snow geese. It's a yearly dependent thing.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got the snow? Who's got the ice? And what is the weather going to do? Is South Dakota going to be below freezing and nothing's going to open up, and they just sit in Nebraska for a month and a half like they did 2 years ago? Or are they going to go from Arkansas all the way to South Dakota in 24 hours? But
Couldn't tell you.
as for the potential of them canceling it, I don't really know. My mind doesn't truly believe that they will in Nebraska, but as we were talking about it a little bit before Dane showed up and while we were eating and whatnot. I mean, if Nebraska was going to get rid of it, I think it would be less about potentially migration habits or potential concern or whatever. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with the fact that every year there's another story about, I call it shenanigans when it comes to snow goose hunting.
600 birds dumped off bridge.
Left in a ditch, or a group of guys getting caught that shot ducks, specks, and everything in a jump.
Yeah, I agree with you. If something ends it, it'll be something shenanigan wise.
Because I will say, if there is a season that makes waterfowl hunters look bad, to me it would be snow goose hunting, and it really is because of jump shooting. Because jump shooting's become one of the only ways to significantly kill snow geese anymore, it seems like, because you've got all these guide services that shoot at anything within 100 yards. I mean, I don't even remember who it was that I was talking to, but somebody that was like, oh, I like to shoot my ducks at 20 to 30 yards. And then we started talking about snow geese, and he's like, oh, I'll shoot snow geese at 100 yards. I don't care. And I'm like, kind of defeats the purpose. And, wonder why some of those 10-plus-year-old birds become so difficult to kill, because they've just had BBs thrown at them, basically. I mean, just...
Oh, 100%. This same reason geese in general are getting harder to kill.
Yeah, but snow geese are the worst, because, I mean, if there is a goose that you could take down at a further distance than snow goose, because they don't have a huge fat cap. They are not as big as Canada's. They move around a lot, so I would say
feel like
they have
they
a
die like a duck.
Oh yeah, I mean, shoot, dude, I've shot Rossies that are the size of wood ducks.
Yeah,
I mean, but if anything's going to end it in this state, I think it would be that kind of stuff. Personally,
I don't think I agree, but a little bit of a change. I don't think it's the specs. I think it's the cranes. Because they've already kicked hunters off the river in central Nebraska, and now you can't even hunt so far from the river.
Yeah, they've got dates for it or something like that. I think you can hunt within a mile for the first 2 weeks, and then...
The good thing about that is the cranes are very centralized in that area that they've shut down to other hunters.
I don't disagree, but like there's
I could see them using that as a reason.
A stupid level of tourist attraction, and like all the shenanigans you're talking about happens in front of some of these non-hunters.
Yeah.
That are, oh, poor birds, and then of course it just starts to grow from there.
I haven't heard anything about it revolving around the cranes. That's a valid point. Interestingly, which I doubt anything will come from it, but I've heard some very light rumbles about a vote being put towards the cranes for hunting purposes in Nebraska.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
No.
There's some better rumors about swans, though.
Oh, yes.
I don't know why that hasn't happened yet.
I don't know either. If they ran it like South Dakota, I'm sure it would be fine.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Most of your swans wouldn't even get killed on this side of the state anyways. It'd mostly be...
If I had to guess, they will probably make it a west side of the state kind of thing if they were to do it.
Because like seeing a swan here is like...
I will say
out there you see them every day.
I will say I've seen more swans on this side of the state this year than I probably ever have. That last day that I hunted with Dustin, we saw 40 probably.
Oh,
I mean, yeah. There was a bunch of them.
I guess I hunted
And
that
there was
area last year, one of the later days of pheasant, and I think you were even with me. Did you come pheasant hunt that direction with me?
I don't know what direction you're talking about. Oh, not last year. I've been
2 years ago.
A couple years since I've been out there.
It might have been Blake that was with me, but we saw a bunch of trumpeters down in that area on the river.
See, I think that's why people don't see them on this side of the state as much, because they sit on the river.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Iowa had a ton of them this year, I know, because there was a couple areas where the avian was hitting super heavy, and they were really worried about the swans. That's the other big thing that I actually can't stand the concept of potentially getting rid of the conservation season, is that as much as people don't like the jumps, breaking up the roosts of 40,000 snow geese sometimes needs to happen with the avian flu going around. I mean, we've seen it before where, the spread remember down on the spread, that would have been the first year I was with you guys.
Oh, there was a couple days we came down there, and there was.
No, you didn't let me finish. We came up over the hill, and there was 90,000 geese sitting on the pond. And when they all got up, there was just birds sitting out at it. We didn't shoot at them. They just got up, and there were birds sitting out there. They were definitely avian birds or potentially injured birds.
There was a couple times there was like 15 of them that doing their little head bob.
Yeah.
stuff.
And I mean, I can remember when we would clean up that pond. One year we had a bunch of floaters get away, and it was insane the amount of carcasses along the shore from
they got blown up and washed up
from avian birds. And I don't know, I just like I don't quite understand, because especially for Nebraska, if we are going to hold the ice line because of the way they get concentrated when they come through Nebraska, I would be fearful that avian will get worse. Already feels kind of like a losing battle almost. But I don't know.
Wish there was an avian flu that just pertained to older geese. It's like anything from like 10 years, like 8 years up, just take those.
And see, the problem is all the older geese, the reason they don't die, they're probably geese that have fought through it.
Yeah.
They have immunities to it.
Probably, unfortunately. That's why we get something from Mother Russia.
No, I don't. We ain't gonna Wuhan this thing. Hard pass.
I tried. Just got to get the right vodka, if you know what I mean. I know a Russian guy, so I mean,
Might be able to help us out.
maybe. Just maybe. But on a serious note, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It's obviously ever changing. I don't see, obviously from my end of the spectrum, I don't see benefit on ending it at all, but at the same rate, sometimes people make decisions and don't think about that at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just spend millions of dollars on condoms for, South Africa. They just write the check. That's actually a for real thing.
I know it is a for real thing.
So where'd that money actually go?
Nobody
probably
knows.
into Elizabeth Warren's pocket.
Makes you wonder,
Anyways,
Alrighty. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't know what else to say about snow geese. So
I want to see how the field hunts goes. I'm terrified that I'm gonna get my heart broke again. It's probably gonna happen.
you just gotta go into it with a positive attitude.
Do
you have a goal for snow goose? What do you want to see happen?
I honestly just want to kill something. I know that sounds messed up, but goose season hurt me so bad. Like, I hate to say this, but like, I viewed myself as a good goose hunter, and to get like hurt as many times as I did, as bad as I did, it makes you like wonder: am I a good hunter? Like, am I doing?
Bro, it's hard to be a good hunter on a year like this.
But then you like the snow goose. I have always felt that I've never like truly figured out snow geese.
No, yeah, I agree on that.
And so it's like I put like we put so much effort and energy into goose, it didn't work out. So it's like it's hard. It's like It's like I don't know. I'm a little timid about putting that much energy into snow geese. And like the person that we're gonna hunt with, like I guarantee we go sit out in that spread, we'll kill a few a day. Like I guarantee that.
We definitely will.
Because he does, and he's done for years.
He kicked our ass.
So
last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
From that standpoint, I have no problem doing that because you show up like 9 o'clock till like 10 to like 2 and go do your deal. That's fine. I do want to try the feed thing for a weekend, but if I sit there, I swear to you right now, if I sit there and watch like 100,000 snow geese and nothing comes in, you'll never see me do it again.
Oh God!
I'm just telling you right now. Yeah, see, you know exactly because I hate to say this, but I have been there because I went with the guide service that we were just talking about earlier. I took some clients out there and we sat all freaking day and I probably watched, I would say at least 200,000 snow geese, like insane amounts of snow geese. I'm sitting in all full body spread, at least 1,000 full bodies. Like these guys have guided in several places. They know what they're doing, and nothing.
Are you talking about?
I know.
I think you're talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about the guy you think. But see, the thing about that guy is he sits that spread with 8 to 10 guys every day.
So they hunted feeds, and they so we hunted one day, hunted all day. I think we shot one or two maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, 2 days before that, they took some guides and had a bunny hunt. They end up shooting like 40 or 50.
Yeah.
And then they end up moving that whole spread to another feed. They did it like, dude, those guys are well done. But like, kudos to them guys. They were out there till 2 a.m. and then we got up at 5 a.m. They got like 2-3 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they put in the effort. They moved the whole spread. There's dead geese everywhere in the spread. Didn't shoot a one of them. I take that back. I shot one of my clients shot one of them.
So who was shooting all the birds?
They just wouldn't come in.
Oh, I thought you said there was dead geese all over the spread.
Well, I think that's because I think wounded ones and those like when they're feeding snow geese, they'll kill each other.
Oh yeah.
Like one gets
even
like laid
coming
down and they'll all just crawl over them.
Yep. And coming into land, they'll crash into each other and break wings and shit.
They're pretty dumb.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Which is
They're
insane
carp.
because they are such dumb birds, but when it comes to spreads, they're so smart. It's insane. I don't know.
That's the other thing. Gotta just remember the juvie hatch was supposedly insane this year.
And I hope to goodness that is the case, and I hope we smash them. And I will go in full effort because I will be playing some Fetty, and we will get it. We're gonna play Fetty.
Okay.
We're gonna play some Fetty. We'll get the homies together, and we will have a good time regardless of shooting birds. But I swear to God, about 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon, and I haven't shot anything, I'll go back Sunday. But Sunday 2:00, I haven't shot anything. I'm done. That's it for me.
I've been saying I was done for years.
And I will pack up that spread, put it back, and that spread
Sell it.
ain't coming back until we have a pond to set it on. Because I will gladly set I'll set it once, set it on the pond. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. Hell yeah,
At least your spread doesn't take 3 trailer loads to.
Not yet.
Anyways,
Not yet. Not yet.
we'll bark up that tree when we.
I could sell all the new decoys and just invest into snow goose decoys.
No.
Don't do that. You sure?
No.
The reality is, if Hunter wants a pond, what we need to invest into is floaters, anyways.
That's valid.
So, if you got
Floaters.
if you wanted to hunt a pond with said conversation,
Hey, you know that warm water slough you always talk about growing up hunting and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that at? Why? Let's find a piece of property that
Dude.
is on that for sale.
For sale? Oh my god! Actually, I bet you could buy that property for $600,000.
I
don't know
think
how.
so.
I don't know how big it is.
It's pretty long.
I don't know, is it?
Is there any ag on it?
Yeah, up the hill with that farmhouse.
Okay, I was having this conversation with Matt because we were in that area.
Yep.
Was it south, east, north, or west of the lake?
How about we get off the podcast and then you can ask me?
Well, I didn't name drop the lake.
I know that. I'm just saying we're talking about snow geese. That's about duck hunting. We can just jump off and then.
True.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Huntfish 365. Subscribe to his channel. Like the video and comment. We appreciate it. We're gonna get going and continue to do these. So, all right, everybody. Bye.